Hey y'all, so we are day 29 into 31 days of How He Sees Me. We are flying through this month, I tell you. So today's I am statement is I am empowered. And of all of the verses that I could think about to that say empowered, and how many times Jesus told his disciples, giving them authority, which would be empowering them, delegating them to do things. And then in Acts 1, where he says, you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes. And all of the places that I read and knew about as far as being empowered, this verse really was it. And so our verse for today, being I am empowered, is Ephesians 6:10. And of course I'm reading from the Amplified Version. And it says, in conclusion, be strong in the Lord, be empowered through your union with Him. Draw your strength from Him, that strength which His boundless might provides. I love the image of His boundless might. Boundless. You think about the vastness of God, where He doesn't really have any boundaries. There is no end to His bigness. My kids, we've been talking about and learning about the planets, and we're talking a lot about outer space, and just the grandness of it all is just, there is no word. I'm drawing a blank, which is unusual for me not to have a word, but it's truly incredible. And to think about His might, His power, His ability being boundless. And then Paul is telling me to be strong in the Lord. And to do that, I am empowered through my union with Him. And that strength that His boundless might provides. And if we read earlier in chapter 6, Paul is giving instructions here to the Ephesians and the church at Ephesus. And he says, children, obey your parents because this is right and just. And then he says, fathers, don't irritate and provoke your children. Servants, be obedient to those who are your physical masters, having respect for them and eager concern to please them. And then not in the way of eye service only, so when people are watching you. And then you masters act on the same principle toward them. And then he says, so he's given these instructions, and then he says, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. So be empowered through your union with Him. When you don't think that you can do these things, and all of chapter 5, he says, 5:1, he says, therefore be imitators of God, copy and follow His example, walk in love. And then he says, don't let these things, the workings of the flesh, no immorality, sexual vice, all impurity of lustful, wasteful, greediness, let there be no filthiness. He's going through all of these list of things. And in and of our own selves, we cannot do it. Because if we could have abstained from that kind of life, Jesus would not have had to come. If we could do it on our own strength, He would not have had to come. If we could have kept the law, all 603 of the Levitical laws that came in the Old Testament, if we could have done it, He would not have had to come. But we couldn't. And so as Paul is telling us these things, then he says, be strong in the Lord. That's what, in conclusion, be strong in the Lord. Be empowered through your union with Him. And draw your strength from Him, the strength which His boundless might provides. John chapter 15. Dwell in me, and I will dwell in you. Live in me, and I will live in you. Just as no branch can bear fruit of itself without abiding in, being vitally united to the vine, neither can you bear fruit unless you abide in me. For I am the vine, and you are the branches. Whoever lives in me and I in him bear much abundant fruit. However, apart from me, cut off from vital union with me, you can do nothing. So we, having submitted our lives to the Lordship of Jesus Christ, have vital, which is life, unity, vitally united to him. He is where we draw our strength. He is where we draw our life. He is that enabling force. He says, I'm the vine, you're the branches. Whoever lives in me and I in him bears much fruit. But cut off from him, if we are not drawing, it says, as Ephesians 6 says, if we are not being empowered through our union with him, empowered, life-giving force, if we are not receiving that power from our union with him, receiving that ability, drawing at strength from him, it comes being vitally united to the vine. That life-giving union with him. I am empowered because I live and move and have my being in him. It's not me making it happen. I don't have to work it out. I don't have to make love, joy, and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. See, when I, as a branch, am vitally united to the vine, it's him in me producing those things. I am empowered to produce because of my union with Jesus Christ. I am empowered. I'll see you tomorrow, y'all. Bye.